Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Kotie's Kingdom, guys. We are back in our beautiful village here for the third episode, and I must say, guys, I want to start off by saying thank you guys so much for all of the support we've had on the first two episodes. It's been absolutely incredible. But yeah, guys, let's get straight into it. I want to show you what has happened since the last episode. We've gone ahead and worked on some houses, as well as found this guy in here who is a little bit of a zombie villager. I'm going to go ahead and leave him alone, and then we're going to go straight into what's going on. So I've managed to farm a fair bit of honeycomb, not too much, just from, every now and then harvesting this whilst we have been working on the houses. Hasn't really been too long, but I've also given our little, lovely little bee here his own little place. I hate the fact that you need the campfires there. If you don't add it, they just get angry when you harvest it. So it's got to be there for now. And look at this guy. Look, it's like he's trying to get into the beehive, but he can't find his way in. But yeah, I've been working a little bit on all of the houses. We've got a new one. Well, I don't actually... Which ones did we build last episode? We got one there. I think that one we did last episode. Then we got another set of houses here, as well as one in the back. A little smaller one over here. So the village is starting to come along pretty nicely. We have a little beekeeper's house here, so not the biggest. I started doing some interior, and then I got distracted or something, as I usually do. We also have a wanding trader, which I think might be the same guy that I saw last time. Yes, okay, he just sells black dye, which is fine. I've already gone ahead and traded with him a little bit. But besides that, I think what we're going to work on today is getting a bunch more of these houses up, guys. I want to quickly mention that there may not be as many videos for a little while, because I won't be available to record anything from the 18th of December all the way up until the 31st of December, because I am going back to Denmark, which is where I'm from, and I'm celebrating just the holidays with all of my family, which is going to be a lot of fun. So unfortunately, you guys are going to have to deal with a lower amounts of videos, but then when I get back, we are going to get back into the grind, the swing of things, and work on this world. And I know that is kind of sad because the series has just started, but trust me, it's going to be alright. Let's go sleep real quick. And there's monsters nearby. This is the one bad thing about having the villagers over there. So we might have to soon convert him so we can have, a little bit more freedom. I want to have villagers around this city, see what we can do with them, and so on. My only concern is that they'll start harvesting the wheat farm. And I kind of don't want to set up some kind of barrier here. I don't think that would look too great. Okay, just checking what I've left. Haven't worked on the wheat farm yet because it is a big grind. And I've been just more focused on building these houses. It's been a lot of fun. But whilst we are working on this today, guys, I wanted to just quickly ask you once again for name suggestions for this place. We've had a few, and that is pretty much it. There hasn't really been too many. So I would love some more name suggestions so we could see what we could come up with. And another idea that I had, or that you guys gave me actually, was to have this place sell some kind of form of alcohol, like have a liquor store, because apparently they could make pretty good liquor with what they have so far. I'm not sure how it all works, but I like the idea. We're going to bring in some nice shops today and see... Just focus a little more on the interior of this place today. I think that would be a lot of fun. Now, one thing I've been severely addicted to lately, guys, or that I love so much, is using the dark oak here for the roofs. I don't think we're gonna do it for this one, but I like the idea of using multiple colored roofs and so on, because it just makes it look pretty nice. Like, if we have a look at this, everything is spruce, and the second you get a glimpse of that, it just catches your eye a little bit more. But of course, we wouldn't have it everywhere. It's just every now and then. So this one would probably be spruce, and then we'd have another section of dark oak. I'm not entirely sure how that is going to work yet. We're going to get some windows in here. Not really liking the way this is going, to be honest. We might do a triple window for the first time in forever. There we go. And then the door. That's another thing. We need a door, don't we? Okay. Let's do a double window and then a door with a staircase leading up to it. I think that would be pretty fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a crafting bench here. And then we are simply going to craft some stairs. Go ahead and just put a block here with a staircase leading sort of downwards. And then we are going to Grab that, and then we're just going to start placing a bunch of sort of trapdoors here to sort of just make it look like it is being held up by that. I'm not really entirely sure what we're going to do yet. Might end up doing something like this, and maybe placing normal blocks here. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is a pretty good rough start. Obviously add this so that there is some sort of support to it. Not really liking it too much. I think it is the blocks like so that is kind of covering it. I don't really know yet. It might also just be this thing that doesn't need to be there. Instead, we could have a trapdoor on the underside maybe. Okay, I'll leave this for now, and then we're going to work on it in a bit once I find a little bit of inspiration online maybe. Besides that, guys, this has been so much fun working on this world, and I know that a lot of it has been building related to begin with, but it is just because I love building, and we haven't really had any other form of content update for the game just yet. It's just the majority of it has just been, hey, we added new blocks and so on, and I think that's one thing I want to tackle today. I've been thinking of what we're going to do with the honey stuff, like all the bees and so on, before we go ahead and talk about it. I've just noticed we can indeed harvest this one and this one, which is just going to give us more honey, and that is exactly what we want. I've been trying to think of ways that we could automate this and still make it look somewhat decent. You doing okay, Barry? That's good. And I was thinking we could go ahead and maybe turn this back alley into some kind of beehive place, and that's also why we have the beekeeper's house here. He doesn't really need too much space. He might just need a suit or two as well as some storage for all his honey and a little bit of a bed. But yeah, this area here we're going to turn into a bee area. I'm not sure if we're going to extend houses out like this. I don't think so. I think what I'd rather do is just have some kind of wall maybe just leading around here to sort of show, hey, this is our prized possession. We will therefore protect the bees at any cost. So I think that would be pretty good. But besides that, I think that is something we might not work with today. We're going to start off by doing just a few shops. This one is going to be one of my favorite ones. So the way we are going to do that is we're just going to decide on what kind of shop we want it to be. And I really like the idea that you guys gave me with sort of turning it into some kind of liquor store of some sort. We're not going to do the honey stores just yet. Actually, no, we're not going to do that just yet. It could maybe be a part of it. But we are going to utilize the honey. Oh my god, this guy is so loud. Let's go ahead and turn him down a little bit, shall we? Yeah, I like the idea of utilizing the honey bottle almost as a way of showing that. But yeah, we're going to do something like this, have it extend out a little bit as well as just for a little more support like that. That is going to be our shopping sort of little sign. We might even add an extra one. This is one thing you guys can do to your village to really add life to it. Just build up something that looks like to be, or looks what is a shop, but in reality it's just a small little build. I was actually more happy with it beforehand. There we go. And we might also incorporate a block on that instead. I don't know. It's kind of hard to make nice looking shop signs because it is Minecraft. But yeah, we could either do that as a normal potion kind of thing, or that could indeed be the honey shop. I don't know yet. I was thinking for the honey shop, we could just add something like this. That might actually work. Let's have a look. Yes, I think that is actually good to be in the start of the village. It kind of just says, hey, here's what we do at this village. This is the shop you want to go to, and so on. Obviously, there is no inside to this yet, and we will add that. Don't worry. We've got a bit of dark oak wood here, in which we could just quickly make a floor out of, and then we could add a basement as well to this. I think that would be pretty good to have. So we could just work a little bit on that. And there we go. But anyway, I think, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to decorating this area, and then I will show you what the whole bee shop is going to look like once it's done. It's just going to be a bit of a shop, really. Nothing too fancy. So yeah, I will see you guys once we've got that working in just a bit. It has been about 24 hours or so, guys, since I last worked on here. Actually, yeah, no, not since last time I worked on here, just, you know, since I did that recording, and a lot has been done since then. I'm going to start off by just mentioning that I've been putting in random stripped oak logs to every single house. I think it adds so much detail to it, and it looks pretty great. Also means that we're running fairly low on oak wood. Besides that, guys, I've been working on building so many houses to the point where we're almost done with this entire place. I think there is 2 houses. Been working on detailing the place. You can see we've got a little bit of a cart here. I'll give you guys a full-on tour of this place, but I kept talking about this one, or wanting to make this the liquor store, and we ended up just making it the honey store. If we come on in on the inside, this is what it ended up looking like. I think it looks pretty great. We got some random honey blocks that I crafted out of these bottles around. Sorry, no, just out of the normal one. We got a lot of beehives just to kind of showcase what you can get at this shop, you know. But at the same time, we got a little till here behind where you can kind of stand here and wait for the customers to come on in and whatnot, do your sales. Overall, really happy with it. Threw a bit of paintings in, and I threw a flower pot in here, which I didn't actually get a flower for. We'll get that sorted. Haven't really done any interior elsewhere, as I've just been working on just adding a lot of details to the place. Like, we've got some vines here. I've moved all the bees down to there, so they're not in the way, because I think that really killed the mood when you walked in the village. All the flowers everywhere. We've got a nice little flower stand up here, and I absolutely love this. I wish we could have some armor stands or something with actual posters, but I'm not sure whether or not I want to add the custom armor stands data pack yet. Probably not. But yeah, over here I also swapped out the sort of weird staircase we had going on for a bit of a spruce approach. I think that looks a lot nicer, and I like the fact that we've got a bit of a walkway going up, so much that I'll show you guys. We've incorporated it a little bit. Coming down here, there's another dark oak house. I'm seriously just addicted to these. They look so great. It is absolutely wonderful. I found out what it is. It's just a contrast that they add. It's crazy. And they are literally my favorite houses. I recommend building a house out of these materials in terms of going oak wood and dark oak for the roof so badly. I didn't think it'd work into this, but it definitely does. Yeah, over here we've got another part of the village, and this is where I'm really starting to take these staircases to the next level, where we come up. Before we do that, actually, I'm going to see, do we have a crafting bench nearby? If not, we should definitely put one down somewhere, you know, because, I don't know, maybe someone needs a random crafting table all of a sudden. So, let's just go ahead and plump it down, like, I don't know, just right there. That'd be fine. Just adding a little bit of clutter to it. And you can see when you come up here, we've just got a little bit of a railway here so you don't fall over. And then we got a house here on the inside. I really wish we had another one right here, because I think that'd be great. But I'll show you. We've got that somewhere else. Got another little mini staircase over here. And I've also tried to add these sort of overhangs, because I think they look absolutely great. There's never going to be any items in any of these, by the way. They are just here for detail. Might add some item frames just with random stuff on it. We got some flower pots, and these are the 2 houses we haven't built yet. But before we go ahead and continue, let's go ahead and sleep on this, what's supposed to be a bench, but the white pillow kind of ruins it a bit. This is a trick I saw Failwhip do in his resource pack. This is also brown, so it makes it look a lot like a bench. We might start using his resource pack. I'm not sure yet. I probably won't. But yeah, over here we got a bit of an overhang as well. It's just, again, just more details that we can add. I didn't have enough oak wood, as you can see, for all of it, but we've got another house in here, which is not done. Let's actually just go ahead and add that. Wow, I can't believe I left it like this. I must have been really tired and gotten off. We also need to do some more material farming, because I'm running out of dark oak. We've got another house which actually enters from the basement and goes upstairs then here, which I'm really liking. There's the scaffolding. I think I'm missing one more. Don't know where it would be. But yeah. And then here is another staircase approach, or the type of thing that I've been talking about, where we come up. There's a bit of a railing here. I might even move this door down here, because I think it would make more sense. We got a door for the inside here, and another door right here, which we haven't actually added any torches to on the inside. Don't want any creepers spawning in here. One thing I really like is that you don't have the door on this long side here, and that is still brought up, because we can have the flower bench which we can walk under. I'm just falling in love with all the details. I went ahead and added a chimney to this house, because I think it adds a lot to those kind of houses. We got a walkway down here with another house. Well, there's houses everywhere, guys. You know that. You've seen the layout of the village. And then we got the other diagonal one right here. I'm overall super happy about everything we've got in here. I think this town is starting to take shape. it's just so wonderful looking at. So we're gonna be working on those two houses, I think, finish them up and call this the exterior of this place a quit. I think whilst I am in Denmark, as I stated, what I will be doing for sure is work a lot on the what's it called, the interior as well as the mountains around here. I really wanted to get some custom terrain going instantly and actually do it proper this time, unlike the village where it just never really ended up being finished. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just mark out where we need all of our sort of wood. We need one there, and then I'm thinking of having another one here for this house. I'm trying to think, where do the houses meet, right? Or how do they work? Can have another one there and then another one sort of here. That's going to be the first house. I think all of this would link up. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. That makes sense. Cool. And then for this one, we're going to start building up here, which means this one, it's going to have to turn into a piece of wood. I'm not really liking the double one, but I think it'll be fine, actually. We'll figure it out. There we go. That is how this house is going to go. We might even, I don't know, add another one? I don't know. This is how they're going to go, and then I'm just going to come around and keep this as stone, but the rest will be turned into more of a wooden sort of structure. A wooden wall, that's what I was going to say before I messed up talking. You know, that is one thing I'm extremely good at, you know. It's a skill of mine, you know, not being able to talk. I definitely recommend earning that skill. It grants you absolutely no favors whatsoever, but it's kind of nice sounding like you can't talk. But guys, I wanted to take this time to ask you one of the questions that I always wonder the most over every single year, and that is, what do you usually do around the holidays? Because everyone lives in a different part of the world almost, and it is just so nice knowing how everyone spends their time of the year, because there are so many different approaches to the holidays. Some people don't celebrate it at all, some people do really weird stuff, and some people just do generally normal stuff. And when I say that, obviously I base that around what I do in Denmark, and I really want to get into explaining all of that as well, in case some of you guys are wondering what we actually do for the holidays around where I'm from. And I gotta say, it might be a little strange to some of you, because it does definitely sound very different. So let's just try and get into it, and I'll explain sort of what my family at least does around the holidays. And it's just cozy, it's nice, it's there's food involved, you know. It doesn't get any better than having food involved. But essentially, on the 24th of December, which is when we celebrate the holidays, usually just Christmas, to be honest, around Denmark. That is the sort of normal date for everyone to celebrate it in this country. I say this, but I don't live there. We all typically meet up around midday-ish, and we just, you know, hang about. We watch the most of us do now. A lot of us getting really bored with it because it's been going on for many years, and there's only so much stuff you can take for so long. We watch the Disney Christmas show, which is usually aired in most of Scandinavia. So if you ask in Norway and Sweden and Denmark, everyone will be watching this on Christmas Eve. Most people will, actually. And this is typically a weird scenario for my family, because we watch it literally from all the three channels. So we will go from watching it in one language to the other, to the next one, and to the next one, which means I think I mentioned before that, which means we see the show 3 times. Now, some of them do add different stuff, which is really nice, so you don't watch the same thing over and over, but a lot of it is just the same, and we end up listening to it in 3 different languages. But because my parents and all that are old school, mainly grandparents, they understand all the 3 languages, because that is how it used to work back in the day. You would basically understand all of it. So if you were from Denmark or Sweden or Norway, you'd basically be able to communicate with one another, and that is typically not the case nowadays. Like, I understand none of it. I get marked down a lot by my family for not speaking Norwegian and all that, or not understanding it, especially on text and so on. Whilst they can kind of understand Swedish, why I don't get that, because that is a little more difficult. Little trick, by the way, to add light to your builds. if we're going to cover it with the trapdoor, just add some light behind it. It really does hide it. But yeah, then typically afterwards we end up just watching, or not watching, sorry. We end up just waiting for everyone to sort of show up and so on, which is typically what takes the longest, not gonna lie. And and then we just sort of wait for dinner and so on, and then we have our Christmas dinner. Now in Denmark, that usually is a sort of giant piece of belly pork, and then you have some duck on the side. I'm not really too big on the whole belly pork kind of thing. I don't really like the taste of it. A little too much fat in it for me, so I just stick to caramelized potatoes and some red cabbage and some of the duck and so on. And fun fact, I never used to eat duck until I was maybe about 14 or 15. So I literally just have potatoes and cabbage for my Christmas dinner throughout the years. Oh my god, how did I manage that, you know? I must have been so hungry. And then after Christmas dinner, guys, we usually just spend the time, you know, chill a bit. Everyone's super full, so you kind of don't just want to do too much, because we don't want to end up just lying there with our, or walking around, you know, bellies hurting, all that stuff. Oh, that's just a terrible time, actually. After Christmas dinner is usually the worst time, because everyone is just super angry. No, I'm kidding. We're all good to go. Then we have a Christmas tree, and we usually get up, and this is where people say it's really weird, and sort of just sing Christmas carols whilst walking around the tree. Oh, it's called dancing around the tree, but to be fair, you just walk around the tree, honestly. Like, there is no dancing to it. It is literally just walk in a circle, and whenever reverse swaps, you swap rotation or the way you go. Then after that, we typically just sit down and open up all the presents that we have got. All of the presents are like put underneath the Christmas tree, and typically, because I am the youngest in my family, yup, 22, and I'm the youngest, guys. We have to I have to read out a present, give it to the person, and my god, that's the most frustrating thing ever, because everyone's talking. And then after that, we have a raffle or dessert, and just a little raffle game. And then we typically end up ending the night around 10 or 11 p.m. It's a lot of fun. Some people have work the next day, so you don't really want to spend too long doing everything. And I know this has been sort of more of a story-based episode, and I think that is actually pretty fun. I kind of like that. I really wanted to share my holiday experience with you guys, and I can't wait to hear what you guys do, especially the people around America and so on. I really don't know what most of you do. All I've seen is, you know, I've only seen those stupid cartoons like Fairly Odd Parents, where they just wake up super early in the morning, get their presents, and that's pretty much it. That's all you know. You don't really know anything else. Go around playing the snow, whatever, and that is typically it. But yeah, I think, guys, before this episode turns into a 40-minute episode, I'm gonna finish up this, quickly show you how we do the roof, what we're gonna do for these, because they are kind of different builds, as you can see. I think what we'll do is we'll build this one up like so. So it will come out like this and continue going up. I think I've showed you guys how we do this. So it'll go up like this, and we'll just build this one across like that. And then this one is just sort of going to be a bit of a weird one. We might even just build it out like this, and then for the next part we will build up so that it ends up with something like this. Then on the side over here, let's quickly get to it, we will simply just build it across. So it will go maybe something like, if it covers over like that, we'll go across like so, and then it will just be a flat roof going over, because I kind of don't really want it to be too much. We might even build this up to break up the skyline a little bit. Let's see if we do that. I'm going to make an attempt at it so that we get some kind of tower in the back. Also be great for looking out. Well, not really. I was going to say, also going to be great for looking out across the entire town, but now upon further looking at it further, it just really doesn't do anything, does it? But yeah, I'm gonna finish up this whole place, guys, and then I will be back once we've got some more progress. So hopefully you enjoyed that little story of mine, and yeah, I'll see you once all this is done. And there we have it, guys. I went ahead and added the tower. I was thinking of using dark oak for it, but it just stood out way too much. Currently, there is no way to get up there, but I went ahead and just finished it up. You can see we still have our ways in. Haven't touched the interior because we are out of dark oak wood, to be honest. That's also why I didn't do the roof. And here is going to be the door for the next house. Currently, as you can see, this is the way up to the tower. That is how it's going to end up. And yeah, that is pretty much it for all of the exterior, I believe, for the entire place. I am super happy with it. We're of course not done with stuff like the wall that I said we were going to do. And there is more honey bottles. Let's go get those. Hopefully that will last us a little bit. I've tried using it as a food source and it's just not the nicest, to be honest. But yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to act as the sort of shopping district. So that will be a shop, that will be a shop, that will be a shop. And these ones will not be. Maybe so, I don't know. We need a general store, so we'll pick whichever is the largest. And I believe it would be this one, maybe. I don't know, it's really tiny, like all of them. But I think that's pretty good. This one is quite big, but this would be the tower, so that wouldn't work. It would separate that into a different sort of room, maybe put a back door on it. I think that would be pretty good. Other than that, we just need to add more doors, and they are all in the middle. We're only missing one, so we can kind of wait with that. I am overall super happy with it. Got a little bit of a pole on top as well. Really happy with how this is turning out now, guys. In the next episode, don't expect it to be out whilst I am gone. I will be working on the world. We're going to do a lot of the wheat field as well as the terrain. I'll try and time-lapse it if I can on my stupid little crappy laptop that I've got. Maybe I can record a time-lapse or two. Sadly, I don't have a mic or anything like that, and that is why there will be no episodes. But hopefully, as I said, you guys enjoy this town as much as I do. I can walk around here for days and without getting bored of it. We're going to add a bit of detail to this as well before I am back and so on. It's going to be absolutely great. I think we'll add another, either take down this and add a market stall or just do something completely different. This is a part of that house, right? Yeah, I'm getting a little confused. But guys, I hope that you did enjoy this episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like. It really does help out the channel. Thank you so much for all the support on these videos. It is great to be back, and sadly have to go back to Denmark. I'm so, honestly, I'm so sad about it. Oh my god. I'll have another video out at some point. Probably will just be a random one and not on this, because don't really have the biggest preparation time, to be fair. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care and have a wonderful day. And goodbye.